Good evening everybody and welcome to the special council meeting of Thursday 22nd of January 2026. It's the first one for the year. But before we get underway with the business, we need to, as we are live streaming, read the declaration. The Shire of Murray Ordinary Council meeting is being live streamed and recorded on the Shire's website in accordance with the Local Government Act 1995. Members of the public attending this meeting consent to the possibility that their image and voice may be captured on the recording and live streaming. Statements or decisions made at this meeting should not be relied or acted on by the applicant or any other person until they have received written notification from the Shire of Murray. Which brings us through to the attendance. We have a full complement of councillors here and we have Mr Peake on leave and we have Mr Delahunty standing in his spot. I haven't had any leaves of absence reported to me so for future, so we'll leave that be. The purpose of the meeting tonight is the consideration of development application for Western Extension to Dorrell's mineral sand mine at lot 31 to 34 Hopeland Road, North Dandalup, which brings us through to public question time. Do we have any questions from the public? No, because we have got a deputation. Where would that go in here? Before or after the received disclosure of interest?
Yes.
After? Okay. So we have two declarations of an impartiality interest. The first one is from Councillor Lee and the second one is from Councillor Black, and they are obviously in relation to this item 7.1, development application for Dorrell, and they are both to do with their council appointment as member and proxy member to the Keysbrook Community Consultant Group. So if you both councillors would like to read the declaration, please.
In regard to item 7.1, I disclose that I have an association with the applicant. This association is that I am a proxy member for the Keysbrook Community Consultative Group. As a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected. I declare that I will consider this matter on its merits and vote accordingly.
With regard to item 7.1, I declare that I have an association with the applicant. This association is that I am a member of their Keysbrook Community Group. As a consequence, there may be a perception that my impartiality on the matter may be affected. I declare that I will consider this matter on its merits and vote accordingly.
Thank you, councillors. I did change the order up there a little bit. They should have done that at the start of the item, but given we only have one item and we're about to move into deputations for that item, I thought that it was prudent to do it that way. So that brings us to item 6, and I ask Ms Kane and Mr White if you'd like to come and address the council. Please push the button on the microphone. Because of the live streaming, we need the little red light to come on. Yes, so that everyone on the live streaming can hear. Thank you.
Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners on whose land we meet today and pay our respect to their elders past and present. Thank you, President McLarty, councillors, CEO Dean Unsworth and staff for the opportunity to speak to you this evening and for scheduling this special council meeting. We're very grateful. Our deputation is in regard to Dorrell Mineral Sands and the development application for the Western Extension in relation to lots 31 to 34 Hopeland Road, North Dandalup. Dorrell is an experienced mineral sands company with over 20 years of operational experience in the southwest. We have operated the Keysbrook mines since acquiring it from MZI Resources in 2019, noting the Keysbrook site itself has been operating for approximately 10 years. The Keysbrook mine is located in both the Shire of Murray and the Shire of Serpentine-Jarrahdale and employs approximately 90 local personnel, including contractors. While the site has forecast oil reserves for 4 to 5 years, the current approved mining areas have been depleted, resulting in a temporary cessation of our operations since the 4th of January this year, and we are pending approvals. We confirm the EPA issued its approval on the 11th of December 2025, being Ministerial Statement 1263. The EPBC, which is federal government, issued their approval on the 16th of January 2026, and the Shire of Serpentine Jarrahdale approved the EIL on the 19th of January 2026, so last week, or actually this Monday, at the special council meeting. As such, the remaining approval for the first stage of the project requires the granting of the revised development application and extractive industries licence for lots 31 to 34 by the Shire of Murray. Given the forecast depletion of approved mining areas, Dorrell has been working on the extension approval process for a number of years to continue its operations. This proposal has been subject to significant environmental and community assessment by multiple government agencies, primarily EPA, DQ, DWER and both shires. It was first referred to the state EPA in October 2023 and Commonwealth DQ in November 2023. It has undergone a rigorous assessment process, including multiple public consultation periods, culminating in approval under Ministerial Statement 1263 on the 11th of December 2025. The risk of operational stoppage and the resulting impacts to the workforce and community has been clearly communicated throughout this process. Due to delays in state and federal environmental approvals, the remaining ore reserves required a readjustment to our mine schedule to access lots 31 to 34 earlier than first planned to enable our continued operations. Following on from a meeting with the Shire of Murray in July 2025, a development application and extractive industries licence request was submitted to the Shire of Murray on the 7th of November 2025. The development application and extractive industries licence was advertised to the nearest residents for a 3-week comment period in December, and a total of 20 submissions were received. The summary of submissions were responded to by Dorrell to address these concerns. It should be noted that a small section of the approved mining area from the previous ministerial statement, located southeast of the current operations near Reedheads Road, was inadvertently included on that map. This area is not included in the current proposal, and Dorrell has no intention of mining this area. It is considered that the inclusion of this area may have caused concern among residents who reside close by and resulted in receiving comments that do not relate to lots 31 to 34. In the immediate term, and there is a figure at the back of the deputation, mining is required to recommence within Central Lot 63, which is in the Shire of SJ, before transitioning to lots 31 to 34 ore reserves in the Shire of Murray. During this period, preparation works will also occur for mining areas north of Elliott Road, which is in the Shire of Shire of SJ, in readiness for operations planned to commence in March this year. Importantly, Elliott Road will not be used as a haulage crossing. Ore and processed tails return will be pumped beneath Elliott Road to ensure there is no impact on local traffic. Traffic movements within the Shire of Murray will remain the same as the current operations. Subject to all approvals secured, the Keysbrook operation will continue for a further 4 to 5 years, followed by a 2-year extensive rehabilitation program. To date, approximately 80% of mine land has been fully rehabilitated to productive pasture, in addition to 166 hectares of fenced native vegetation, which amounts to the planting of approximately 1 million seedlings, locally sourced and utilising local services where available to assist in this process. The western extension provides a further on-site revegetation offset of 36.3 hectares and 132 hectares of off-site revegetation offset. Running alongside the Shire's consultation process, Dorrell implements a comprehensive community consultation program, which includes face-to-face meetings, regular community update letters and newsletters which outline all environmental considerations, and notices informing neighbours of the public consultation process. In addition, information relating to the extension has been and is communicated to the Keysbrook CCG, with meeting minutes made available via the Dorrell website. The site also maintains a 24/7 mobile number for all matters requiring site assistance, as well as a full-time community relations manager dedicated to managing stakeholder engagement. Dorrell continues to support local organisations through the Community CCG, which has operated for over 10 years and includes both a councillor and community representative from the Shire of Murray. Supported initiatives include the Pinjarra Festival, Pinjarra Community Garden Event, Roger May Machinery Museum, Pinjarra Golf Club, Benningfield Park Facility, North Dandalup Primary School, Shire of Murray Tree Planting, Murray District's Art and Craft, and that's just to name a few. At Dorrell, we recognise the responsibility that comes with operating in a small community. We remain committed to ensuring we are a good neighbour, delivering community benefit, minimising environmental impacts, and keeping our stakeholders informed and engaged on important developments. We would like to acknowledge the Shire's planning team for their cooperation and support in working through the various approval processes and requirements. We hope that councillors will consider our application favourably to ensure the Keysbrook operations can continue into the future and deliver local benefits. Thank you all for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Ms Kane. If we can just have your time there a little bit longer. I apologise for the movement and the little bit of talking. We're trying to make sure we fully understand the bit that was included on the map that is actually not included in the DA. And on the map that you supplied with your deputation, is that the parcel of land that is severed
Correct.
from the rest of it?
Correct.
Okay,
We call
so
that the satellite deposit, and it is EPA approved, but there is no commitment. We will not be mining that area.
And it's not subject to the approval anyway, so...
Correct.
Okay. So are all councillors comfortable that they understand that difference that's been discussed? Excellent.
Could I just ask for further clarification?
Absolutely, yes.
Sorry, Mr. President. Just for further clarification, in regards, maybe this is towards the officers, towards a lot of the public comments and concerns, they were regarding that area, I think it was north of Redhead Road. And is that this bit on the map that's being excluded?
Through the Shire President, there was quite a bit of feedback from the community, and there was some concerns. And I suppose the plan that was represented and advertised, it was the plan submitted with the proposal. That area, the severed bit, is actually, it was approved under a previous ministerial statement, and it was also approved under a previous development approval as well. So it is actually an approved area that they can operate, but it's not subject to this application. It was shown on the plan as an already approved area as well, so maybe it did cause confusion. It didn't become apparent through the submissions that it was particularly that area that people were concerned about. It was more generally people were concerned about some of those issues that were identified, but it wasn't identified as specific to that area.
Yeah.
Thank you. As councillors, before Ms Kane takes her seat, has anyone got any more questions of her? If not, thank you very much for your deputation, and we'll now progress into the item.
Thank you, President McLarty.
Okay, councillors, we have only one item, and it is 7.1, consideration of development application for western extension to Dorrell's mineral sand mine, lot 31 to 34 Hopeland Road, North Dandalup. We have a very comprehensive recommendation there. Do I have a mover, please? Councillor Lee, and a seconder? Councillor Carter, thank you. Councillor Lee, would you like to speak to the item?
Yes, thank you, Councillor McLarty. Basically, I think it's summed up in that it's considered the development can be appropriately managed. and the recommendation is subject to various conditions, recognising both the community concerns raised and the safeguards in place to minimise and manage impacts. I think that summed up the recommendation, and I wholly support that.
Thank you. Councillor Carter, would you like to make comment?
Just to say that I also support the information that's been provided. I do have a general question. Can I ask that now?
Yes, you can.
So by granting this submission, it will be given a 5.5 year permission. However, Dorrell expect the mining operations only to take 4 months. So just for clarification, is the intent for that to be for this parcel of land to get them through to the next stage? Is that the idea?
Through the Shire President, at the Dorrell, the amount of resource within the Shire of Murray it's got about 4 months of work to extract that. However, the processing plant and equipment is located within the Shire of Murray, so the planning approval will actually need to remain in place while Dorrell extract within the Shire of SJ, because their processing actually occurs within the Shire of Murray. So for that reason, the planning approval is aligned to the life of the mine itself.
Thank you. Is there anyone likely to wish to speak against this item?
Excuse me, Mr. President. I'm actually unsure in this moment. I'm wondering if it is, am I able to ask a couple of questions still of Dorrell, even though they've taken their seat?
I believe that, can we allow that? I think given that this meeting has been convened specifically for this purpose, I think that would be fine. Who would you direct the question to, Ms. Kane or Mr. White?
Yes, please. Thank you. Just my concerns are regarding the dust and the mitigation practices that are used. And I've noticed throughout, like you have like 3 water carts, and there's you have a practice of seeding. So you've got multiple layers in there, which to me sounds fantastic. Yet there is still concern within the community of them seeing big dust clouds when there is I think it's from the easterly sort of wind. I've also noticed that you shut down, so I'm pretty impressed with that. So there'll be 4 months worth of work in our Shire, and then the rest of the time it'll be just using the processing plant. Within the processing plant, is there issues in relation to dust when the easterlies are there?
No, the processing plant is a fixed asset, and that's where our administration officers are, and it's quite it's well set back from the main road as well. So there's really we do have our HMC stockpiles there. We have a sprinkler which goes on those stockpiles, so there's no risk of dust in terms of where the processing plant is the concentrator plant.
Thank you. And so the dust occurs when there's an easterly through when they're digging up the sand, or is it from the areas not rehabilitated yet?
We put all those mitigation, as you mentioned previously, those mitigation efforts are in place. So we do run the water carts. We have 24-hour modelling in terms of where the weather conditions, and so based on those forecasts, then we do shut down on those occasions. We also we have the cover crop as well that we put on any areas that have just been the topsoil returned, so that also helps. The other thing that we do is we put glue on, which is like that subdivision spray that actually sort of glues that topsoil down when we know that we're going to have forecast high winds. So we do our best. Look, there are occasions where it is very difficult given the strength of those easterlies that we find it difficult to manage at times, but we put all efforts in place and I think we manage it well. Thank you.
Councillors, we'll try again. Is there any other further questions of Ms. Kane? Okay, is there anyone likely to speak against the item? Any other people have any comments or questions at all before we put the item? No? Well, that being the case, we'll put the item to the vote. All of those in favour? That is passed unanimously. Thank you. And given that that is our only item, councillors, when we get there, we'll move to the closure at 5:50. Thank you very much. Thank you to the representatives from Doral for coming and